Ladies and
We're live,
gentlemen,
pal.
boys
We're
and girls,
live.
children of all ages, the Wrestling Paradox Podcast Bradley brings to you tonight inside the Paradox. You just want me to tell them? We're going over TNA's greatest moments. That's what we're doing tonight. We had an interview lined up. The guy canceled. He said we're too white, and I don't like this shit, but sometimes you got to roll with the punches, I guess.
He called
What's
me
up,
a
Chris?
honky. He called me a honky.
He called me a blue-eyed giant turkey, and I was like, what?
Well, it's kind of fitting because Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So
I seasoned my goddamn turkey legs, okay? All right.
I season any kind of legs, if you know what I mean.
Hey yo, ladies and gentlemen, first things first, got to get it out the way. This show is brought to you by M&J Ecological. Make sure you contact them at 305-697-2258. 305-697-2258. All right, M&J Ecological, keeping your house and home and all the natural habitats of Florida animal free of the invasive species. So that means you have an invasive species, such as, Chris, do you want to name them?
A mother-in-law, a father-in-law, a ring rat, a water moccasin,
An iguana,
a Komodo dragon,
Komodo dragon,
an eel.
Pikachu, an eel. If you have an eel, you have bigger problems than just needing M&J Ecological. However, if you need all those other things taken out of your house or your habitat area, make sure you guys call everybody at M&J Ecological. Marcus is there to help. So, as we said, we were canceled on by this generation's Mustafa Ali. Pharaoh Johnson out of CCW stood us up tonight. It's cool. It's cool. I get it. He's not in the mood to talk to white people. I'm not going to argue with the guy. So we're past that now. TNA's greatest moments off the top of your head. Do you want to open it up?
I'm going in the Wayback Machine here.
Well,
I
that's
think
cool.
the very first pay-per-view that they did, not pay-per-view, but their pay-per-view weekly show.
Okay.
I mean, you had AJ Styles and Jerry Lynn, I believe, were in the first match with Low Key.
God, I fucking love Low Key, bro. He's such hey, that's not how you run into a ring post. The way he talks, bro.
No, first off, he didn't talk like that. He talks like, that's not how you run into a ring
There it
post.
is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Hey man, I'll stick to Jake the Snake, man. All right.
But yeah, no, that's and I think they had a tournament for the heavyweight championship, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Ken Shamrock won it. He was the first ever TNA
He
champion.
was. He was.
And that's
He
the
was the
reason why he was
first.
inducted into the Hall of Fame.
He was the first and actually the oldest because he's currently didn't he win it not too long ago?
No, he was wrestling for it.
I thought he won it a while back. Like maybe
I know
like a
he
month
won
or
it.
two.
No, he won it like maybe like 8 months ago. Then he
Oh,
came,
was it him?
then he came back, and I haven't really been following their singles. I just only follow the tag team on TNA.
Yeah, the North is just you completely turned me on to the North. I watch about them all the time now, and I am just praying. I love them in TNA Impact. I feel like they fit good there. But if they get on national television with AEW, that would be amazing.
Well, see, here's the thing: is like we talk with another one of our Mark friends that he shits on everything, and
No unions, sir.
uh, uh, the problem with it with like Ethan Page going to uh like a WWE is he makes a lot of money from his t-shirt sales on Pro Wrestling Tees, t-shirt sales that he has at live events. He has like micro brawlers. He has all this shit, and then he has his YouTube channel that it doesn't. I don't know. He cheats the system because it says it's fake, real name, fake gimmicks. Ethan Page played by Julian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
I noticed that too.
so he like gets around the system. I think he'd make less money in WWE than what he's actually making. And it's less states, and that's what I was trying to argue last week about the union. Like, Like, because here's my thing now. Yeah, WWE came out last week, says there's more than likely not going to be any house shows ever again.
Yeah,
So,
I read that too. They're never doing house shows again. They're gonna lose a lot of money.
well, here's my thing. The wrestlers, like, if you're not a top tier person, if you're a mid card or a low end, you're floundering. The house shows where you're going to make your money because you're always on the house shows.
Yeah.
Why not unionize? Like, that's why. Like, you know, unless you're
But like you
top.
said in the text group in the group chat, you said, "What are you gonna do if you don't like your storyline? Go to your union rep and be like, hey, I don't like the position I'm in.' You can't do that."
Well, I mean, it's everyone in wrestling knows who the top guys are. Okay, it's Roman,
Roman
Seth,
Reigns,
Randy, Drew McIntyre.
Bray, AJ, Braun, those are your
Yeah.
guys. They're on every
If you're not one of those guys, first off, you're not getting a big push. That's number one. Number two, you're more than likely not going to get a big run either.
Yeah,
Oh, and by the way,
dudes.
I read something while I was taking a poop today. Randy Orton is the biggest transition champion in WWE history. He's won the championship 14 times, and out of those 12 times that he's won it, he's held the belt less than the longest he's held the belt in those 12 months was 3 months. There's 12 times 3 months.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He does. He well, he's good at that. He's good at, and they're gonna put him up. I think he's gonna have is it crazy to say he's gonna tie Cena before it's all over?
I think, and now you may laugh when I tell you this, I think they're going to have Roman tie Cena before Randy would tie Cena.
That's a lot. Roman's only been champ, what, 3 times?
No, I think they're saying they're gonna like have a play on words and say just champion. So it's like the Universal and the Heavyweight Championship combined.
Yeah, but even combined with those times, he's only held it, what, 3 times?
I thought
Four
it was more than
times?
that. Still, I mean, the way that they're switching titles. I mean, last night Drew won the title back on Raw. When do you ever see a title switch on Raw?
I did all the time when I was growing up between the
Right, I'm
Hardys
talking about
and
now. I'm talking
the
about now.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. So anyway, what are we here for? What are we here for? We're here for
Yeah.
TNA. We're here for TNA. Impact doesn't get the love anymore, and one of the reasons I think they used to get a lot of love was for this specific kind of match, dude. The X Division match with X Division match.
Sorry, my camera's not. There you go.
There you go. With and Amazing Red was champ coming in. You had Suicide, you had Homicide, you had Christopher Daniels, you had.
Well, was this the first one?
Was it the first?
Because
No, it
Suicide
wasn't.
wasn't in the first one.
No.
I could tell you who the
This
first one
was.
was. I could tell you who the first one was.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the first one. I'm talking about this specific match. This is a match for me that stood out for me, and this is one of my all-time favorite matches.
I'm gonna blow your mind. I know this for a fact. The first ever X Division, like Ultimate X, that's what it's called, Ultimate X. In the first ever Ultimate X match, Frankie Kazarian was in it.
Yeah, was he?
Yes.
Dude.
And Chris Sabin, Amazing Red, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels.
See, there's a couple of those guys in mind. This one was in, I believe it was 2006. This one was. Don Callis was managing Amazing Red at the time. So you had Amazing Red, Suicide, Homicide. You had Christopher Daniels. You had Sabin and what the fuck's his name? The other Motor City Machine Gun. Alex Shelley. Yes. You had them. They won a pre-qualifying match to get in this match earlier in the night. So they come out. Oh, my ribs. Dude, this match, I could watch you. Mikey Blackstock has been on this show before in the archives. People know we talk about him. I made him watch this match with me in front of my house one night at like 3:00 in the morning because we were just hanging out. I'm like, you need to watch this. And we sat there and watched this match. It's like 20 minutes long. Dude, this match blew my fucking mind. It was just spot after spot. And it wasn't spot after spot like it is now, how they set up a lot and Young Bucks are holding the opponent's leg to try and set up for a move and all this. No, dude, it was just constant. Make sure you're in the right fucking position. Dude, there was a spot where you remember how the ring thing went above the X in the middle of the ring. The X was the ropes, and there was like a thing above it. Up on top, Homicide and Daniels were fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they both kind of wiver their way down, and Daniels is up there, and Homicide's holding on from the top, and he's hanging. And Daniels gets in the same position and kind of sets him up for an RKO, and they fall straight to the fucking floor. I'm like, I was in mind blown. Amazing. TNA gave me some of the greatest moments from like 2005 to like 2008. Just like I remember TNA being at its hottest point at that time. It was on Spike TV every Tuesday night, was it?
No, Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I thought TNA was great. I don't know. I wish it stayed the same, but Dixie Carter was just a wrestling fan with money, and that's what my fear is with Tony Khan. And like, I have to ask, and I know we're supposed to talk about TNA. What was the Phoenix match for? There was no storyline build up to it. Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. There was no storyline built to it.
It was to get Pac back. That's it.
I understand that, but like, how are you just gonna jump in and be like, "Oh, you guys are wrestling tonight because we gotta bring Pac back"? Okay, like we have no.
Well, I think the storyline was Eddie Kingston coming in. I think the storyline was the announcers pushing the storyline during the whole match.
I know,
like with Shivani saying, "Oh, well, they were fine. They never threw a punch at each other until you got there." Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and then the whole Pac promo a couple weeks ago when he was saying, with the voice, with Eddie Kingston's voice, and everything like that.
I don't know. It was a spot fest. I like the match, but it was a spot fest. Let's call it for what it was. But like the X Division match that I was referring to, that it was a spot fest, but it wasn't. It was making sure you were in the right position. You weren't holding each other's legs to get set up and shit. Amazing Red is just amazing to watch in the ring. If you don't watch Amazing Red matches, you need to go back and watch them. They were fucking good. That guy flies
100%. 100%.
That guy flies around the ring, bro. I fucking love watching that guy. So kind of reminds me of Will Austin a little bit, just all over the place. Any word on your buddy Will Austin?
I heard he pulled out, so we got that going for us.
So we got sold out by Will Austin and Pharaoh. What a great night we've been having.
At 1,000. Well, my second fondest memory of TNA has to be in 2006, and I remember this very vividly. When a person by the name of, he was an up-and-comer, really up-and-comer. He showed up on the scene of TNA by the name of, his name was Kurt Angle.
Oh, that guy?
Yes.
Came out and headbutted Samoa Joe and broke his fucking nose.
Yes. Their match, I think they had it at Genesis that year. I mean, granted, it wasn't a long match, but it was just like brutal shoot style, like true wrestling match.
Yeah.
Because they were like when Samoa Joe was coming up and it was on the end of Kurt Angle's first WWE run, they were comparing Samoa Joe to Kurt Angle because he had the shoot style, ankle lock, and everything like that. So it was a dream match. Everyone was saying, "Oh, this is a dream match." Then all of a sudden the lights go out and Kurt Angle appears in the ring. And it's like, what the fuck? That's one of my fondest memories.
Yeah, I remember that. I was actually watching it not too long ago when I scrolled through Facebook. And I'm like, those matches pop up every once in a while, like best of whatever for TNA, and I'm like, oh, I gotta watch it. It's just it's fun. It's fun. It brings up great memories for me. I would say for me, the next moment that really stands out for me was probably that. I would say that James Storm and Chris Harris match, the first one that they had.
Oh, the bloodbath.
Yeah. That's another one there. That's another match right there that we messaged James Storm on Twitter and I referenced. I was like, dude, I remember your the first match you guys had before you became America's Most Wanted. Like, it was a great fucking match.
It was it's gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
It's gnarly. I mean, if you go back and
James Storm got the win that night too, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, if you go back and you look at the TNA's history. I mean, it just not even TNA, just America's Most Wanted history.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Harris was always the bleeder. Like he
Mm-hmm.
bladed so hard and like just gushed blood like all over the place. Like
Dude.
what was it? It was the first lockdown, I think it was, where Elix Skipper did that spot where he ran on top of the cage
Oh
to the
my god.
Hurricanrana.
Oh my god, that fucking spot still gives me fucking the heebie-jeebies, bro. When he fucking and I'm like,
And, and
one wrong move and he's off the other side. He's done.
yeah,
He's
no,
done. He's rocking right into a guardrail, just fucking arm first. Oh,
dude, Owen Hart, he's just a black Owen Hart. Like,
dude. Oh my god.
the gnarliest thing about that spot though is, okay, you had Chris Harris perched up on the top. If no one knows what we're talking about, Chris Harris is perched up on top of this cage. Um,
I
Christopher
want to go
Daniels
watch it.
Christopher Daniels is holding Harris so he couldn't move. But the thing is, with the camera, as you can see, when Elix Skipper gets to the top and he starts running, the cage starts to sway.
Yeah, and he's like leaning into the cage the entire time. He's like, oh shit.
And he leaped from like 4 feet away because he knew that he wasn't gonna make it, and he just barely got it. Can you imagine? Because this is when Chris Harris was like gushing blood, so he's like slippery. Can you
Yeah.
imagine if he didn't get his legs around him and he would have just spun off?
Dude, he would have went the other way or dropped straight between the turnbuckle and the ropes and the cage. He
Yeah,
would have fell right into that.
but a crazy thing, I know this might come out wrong, but craziest thing about that match, everyone bled but Elix Skipper.
Everybody bled except the black guy.
And Chris Harris like started bleeding like within 2 minutes of the match.
Yeah.
He got his head hit the cage, and all of a sudden, like he just tapped the cage. He comes up and you can't see his fucking face. It's covered in blood. Like, oh well, he gigged himself a little too hard.
A little too hard, yes.
Mhm.
There was a couple of down spots of TNA that I remember very vividly. The Sting as Joker. Oh god. That was horrible.
That's when that's right after they went from the 6 sides back to the regular ring.
Yeah, nothing was going right for them.
That's
They
when
should have stayed to 6 sides. I liked the 6 sides. I thought it was great.
Isn't that when he had the storyline with Hogan and Bubba Ray? Or Bully Ray, whatever you want to call him.
Before Bully Ray became part of whatchamacallit, the Aces and Eights. Great moment. I'm getting there. I love the Aces and Eights. When Fat Taz took off his jacket. He's just like, or his vest. He's like, yeah, I'm Aces and Eights too. Jesus Christ, man. Way to become relevant again. But no, that was one that really stuck out to me was the Sting storyline. Another one that kind of stuck out to me was AJ Styles cheating on his wife.
Oh yeah, everyone remembers that.
Dude, not the coolest time ever to be AJ Styles. Like that sucks. And the thing is, like AJ's like this dude who's like very Christian, very love my family, love my wife, and they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna pork. Wasn't it Dixie?
No, it was
Who was it? I thought he had a thing with Dixie too. Didn't someone have a storyline with Dixie?
Oh, I want to say it was like a play on Katie Vick or something like that. It was
God, that's horrible.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, if you want to go back like monumental moments, how about Jeff Hardy coming out fucking drugged out of his mind against Sting?
Eric Bischoff is out there. He's like, look, just fucking pin the guy and go the fuck home right now.
Yes.
I don't want to punch Strone. I want you to fucking just take him out.
and the craziest thing is, it's like you could see him go over to Hardy and tell Hardy what, like, hey, roll up, we're going home. And he's so gone. Like, he's not even in the right state of mind. He like goes, what'd you say? As Bischoff's walking away. And then like Sting rolls him up. And you can see he was putting all his force like to hold him down. Like, dude, Sting talked about that. Sting talked about that. He goes, that's like the worst moment of his career. Not even for Jeff, it's his career.
Yeah, because he wanted that great match with Jeff Hardy. Prime Jeff Hardy, Sting, not at the end of his career just yet, but kind of still got a little left in the tank. And, Sting was completely reborn. Mm-hmm. Like he at that point, he was on like the third incarnation of Sting. Yeah. He had he was on the third incarnation of Sting. He was wearing ropes to the ring. He was being that, He mixed the old character with the new character. Felt like, and God, that match would have been good. We got robbed. Jeff Hardy's over here just crunching on Percocets and shit.
Oh, how about another one was with Jeff Hardy? He ruined someone's career. Like I feel he ruined someone's career. He ruined Mr. Kennedy's career, Mr. Anderson. If you,
I think we could blame Randy Orton for that too.
he went to go hit was it Jeff Hardy or was it AJ Styles? I don't know. I think it was Jeff Hardy. He went to go crack Mr. Anderson in the back of the head with the chair. Or no, he went to go hit him in the back, but he hit him too high up on the back, and the crown of the chair caught him right in the back of the head. And it was 17 stitches across the head. It was kind of like Cody with Sean Spears and Cody.
Uh-huh.
How that top hit him on the top of the head or the back.
Wrapped around and caught him in the back.
Well, Jeff Hardy's it just caught him right in the back of the head, and I mean instantaneously he grabbed it, and as soon as he grabbed it, it's like blood covered his hand, and it was just all over the place.
Sure, he was drugged up there too. So
they made a storyline out of it, so.
Yeah, I mean, it works great every time. Yeah, let's use alcohol and drugs. Hey, how's Adam Page doing? Stumbling to the ring every week.
Yeah,
Scott Hall, I need a table for 3 on WWE Network between Scott Hall, Adam Page, and Jeff Hardy. Hey, man.
No, you need Jake Roberts, Scott Hall, and Jeff Hardy. Hey man, hey Jeff, you still crunch on them Percocets?
Hey man, I think I got some hair on him back.
And you have Scott Hall just go, hey yo, I'm on DDP yoga.
Dude, fucking Scott Hall, man. God, him and Buff Bagwell should have a fucking reality TV show right now.
Don't talk about Buff Bagwell.
Why not?
We found a deep, dark indulgence of a wrestler.
Oh God, we found a connection. That's right. It's nothing bad against Buff Bagwell. All right, yo. When I was about 10 years old, I was at the old Miami Heat Arena for WCW Nitro. Remember the old Heat Arena?
Yeah, Miami Arena.
Yes, Miami Arena. And around that arena is one-way streets. You have to catch it the right way, or else you're going the wrong way, and big no-no. Well, old Buff Bagwell, friend of ours, he got busted going the wrong way down the road in Miami. Gave him a fucking ticket right in front of the arena. And he's like, do you know who the fuck I am? I'm on the marquee. Barry Windham was like right across the street. He's like, Buff, they don't give a shit who you are. It was the greatest thing in my life. Me and my dad are watching it. And we're like, what the fuck is happening? And it's fucking Buff Bagwell getting a ticket on the side of the arena by a fucking Miami-Dade Metro cop. It was great.
That is awesome.
And Barry Windham on the side, like, hey, Buff, they don't give a shit who you are. It's like, dude, he was on his own bus. Barry Windham, own bus. I was like, man, you got your own bus, pal? That's awesome. And fucking, we're standing like where all the wrestlers come out to hang out because, back in the day, you used to smoke cigarettes and shit. Scott Hall walks out. He's like, anybody got a lighter? My dad's like, yeah. My dad gives him a lighter. Scott Hall kept the fucking lighter pocket in. My dad's like, what the fuck? So, and then actually, true story off of that, they asked, Goldberg came out and saw me. And like I said, I was like 9 years old at the time. I was the biggest fucking goal. I had a Goldberg shirt on. And he's like, hey, kid, you want to come to the back? And I'm like, can my dad come? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, I can't go anywhere without my dad. Fucking stupid me. I should have been like, yo, take me the fuck away from here. Should have just left when I had the chance. Could have hung out with Kevin Nash and gotten this shit earlier.
Yeah, when you're 9 years old, and a bunch of grown, oiled men ask you, hey, do you want to come to the back?
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
I was all about it.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, 9-year-old, 300-pound Joey. They're like, yeah, sure, let's go to the back.
I was in a lot better shape at 9 years old. Kiss my ass.
Yeah, we're going to have a fat kid on a forklift match.
Where's Judy Bagwell? No, all right. So back to TNA. We brought it up earlier. Aces and eights. That was a fun time. brought a lot of interesting. We had it was a Jeff Hardy versus Bully Ray inside the cage, and Ace and Ace surround the ring, and Devon's like standing in the corner on the top by the cage, and he like reaches in, pulls out a hammer, throws it to Bully Ray, and I popped. I was like, oh shit, he's the leader. He's the fucking leader. And then whacks fucking Jeff Hardy in the back. Great time. Great time.
Can you name the aces and eights?
Oh God. You had Luke Gallows. He wasn't Luke Gallows though. He was what was his name in there?
It was just Doc.
It was Doc, that's right. You had Doc, you had obviously Bully and Devon, and then you had what the fuck was his name? Who were the two young kids?
Garrett Bischoff, Wes Briscoe.
Garrett Bischoff. That's what I was thinking of. Bischoff. I remember Bischoff's name. Yeah.
Garrett Bischoff, Wes Briscoe.
Mm-hmm. And then Taz was in it. Who else was in it?
You're missing two more.
D'Lo Brown.
Yep. Okay, now two more.
I don't remember the other two.
Well, Mr. Kennedy.
Okay. Yeah, but that was like older. Like he joined.
Last one.
Was this an original member or did he join?
Yeah, original member. Yeah.
Original member.
Yeah. He was in WWE.
Was it Snitsky?
No, you're close. Very close.
I remember the guy. He had a long beard, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck. What was his name? I don't remember. His name. Give it to me.
Mike Knox.
Mike Knox. That's fucking right. Fuck. How do I forget Mike Knox? I remember the beard. I for some reason Snitsky kept coming to my mind.
Did you read my text message about last week when I watched Talking Shop Mania 2?
Where they made fun of everybody?
Dude, they made fun of Evolution, and I fucking was crying laughing when they came out and said their name is Circumcision, and their theme song was Circumcision is a Mystery.
Circumcision is a mystery.
That's exactly how it was. And you had Triple and he had this like fake nose, and it was Mark Jindrak was playing Triple and he was carrying a sledgehammer. Mike Knox was Dave Bautista, and he was Noctista.
Jindrak? Hold on, did you say Jindrak?
Jindrak, yeah, Mark Jindrak.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of who was the one dude that came in for a while? Was it Jindrak was his name?
Yeah, Mark Jindrak, yeah.
That's the one who had the low cut with the gloves.
And he had he's actually every wrestler has ever said that he's got the best drop kick ever. Like he like floated when he did the drop kick. Yeah. Well, and when Mike Knox, he would come out, he would do like the whole like machine gun. He would just do it in front, like the music wasn't even going. He was just doing it right in front of the camera, just a machine gun like this. Then you had this kid. He was like 17 years old, and he was like the most shy, like bowl cut. His name was Nathan Horton, and he had a jacket that was longer than his hands, and he just kept going like this.
What do I do?
He would get up to the first and middle rope, and he would like look back at everybody, and then it could go like just like that.
What do I do?
I was crying, bro, dude. It was classic, dude. Then having Tommy Dreamer, Rhino, and Justin Credible like beating the shit out of each other, and Tommy Dreamer stop and go, "Guys, we're too old for this. I'm tired of being hardcore. Tired of doing stuff hardcore. Let's go softcore." And they started hitting each other with teddy bears and beach balls.
Yeah, I saw you sent the message of that.
Dude,
can I find it on YouTube?
I don't know, maybe that's what we should do one time. We should come over and we watch it, because I got it for free. I had enough credits on my Fight app that I bought it, but you gotta come over and watch it. Like I'm
down. All right, let me ask you a question. Well, before we move any further, we got to remind you that this show is brought to you by M&J Ecological. If you have any pest control needs or anything like that, you need to get rid of any pests, any Bud Light, Bud Seltzer, any iguanas, spiders, anything like that, any nuisance, make sure you guys give my guys a call. M&J Ecological, 305-697-2258. Again, number is 305-697-2258. All right. So we mentioned him a little earlier, and I'm really upset because he was supposed to be in a death match inside a bar WrestleMania weekend, and I really wanted to go up and see it. It was the Thursday night of WrestleMania weekend, and we were gonna leave a little early so I can catch it because it was at midnight. And that's low key. Do you
Mhm.
have any great moments of low key that stand out to you, and you're like, "Fuck, dude, like that guy was awesome."
The only real like memories I have of him, like I said, he was in the triple threat ladder match for the X Division title. He was the first X Division champion match.
Mm-hmm.
But the only real um uh fucking like memories I have of him briefly in WWE. What was his name? Shinju or
Something like that, yeah,
yeah, but him as low key in MLW, dressed as a hitman.
yeah, yeah. The
You
one glove.
know, yeah. But like that's it. I mean, he's a great wrestler, but like nothing stood out to me. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. There's a lot of interesting moments that there was always in TNA. I remember when who was it? Who came out and attacked Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and like started fighting them off? Fuck, who was it?
Okay.
I forget. But no, remember they made VKM. We talked
Yeah.
about this before. We talked about this in the NXT car ride in 2016. We
Mhm.
drove up to West Palm to go see NXT. Val Kilmer Mafia. That's what I called it.
Yeah, it was Voodoo Kin Mafia,
Val Kilmer.
and it was Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, and was it
Booker
Arch?
T.
Oh
Was it Booker?
no,
It was Booker T.
no, Booker T wasn't in TNA then. It was Ron the Truth Killings,
Was it? Was
which
it
is
our
our
truth?
truth. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it our truth? That's funny. Like, I want to look good for Val. Val Kilmer? Yeah, you gotta watch the Office to catch the reference. We're actually getting ready to start over. We're in the final season. Andy just got back from his 3-month boat trip.
Oh,
And
you're plop. You're plop.
we're gonna ready to start over the seasons, and we're gonna start season 1. But Sam wants to listen to the Office Girls or whatever it is while watching each episode, because I guess they do every episode. They do an episode.
I can't watch it. I can't listen to it.
No, I
No,
can't either. It makes my
because
nuts itch when girls talk.
Angela Kingsey,
Mm-hmm.
she's just so fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what sucks is uh, Netflix taking The Office off at the end of the year. Like,
Oh, I know. Check this out. Check this out. Look what Sam bought the other day. You didn't see my underwear, did you?
no. Well, all our fans know I don't wear any. So, is it all the seasons?
All 9 seasons.
Oh, right, nice.
And it has Nate's blackface scene. They can't take it away from us.
Nice.
Dude. Anyway, so let's go back. TNA. What is your next greatest moment?
Monsters Ball matches, all of them.
Oh, with Abyss. Abyss was amazing to watch.
You had a Abyss. You had a triple threat. You had Abyss, Raven, and Sabu, or as Tony Schiavone calls him, Sabu.
Sabu. I should have called him that. I should have brought up one of my Iron Sheik pops and be like, "Hey, Sabu, can you sign this?"
Sabu. Because if you remember, like, okay, he had a cup of coffee in WCW. Sabu had a very small. I think when he left WCW, it was still hot. That's how small the coffee was. You know what got him fired from WCW or not signed? Because he only had a couple match deal. He wrestled Rocco Rock on Nitro, and they told him not to do a table spot. So what did he do? He put two tables. No, he put 2 tables and put Rocco Rock on top of 2 tables. And he climbed it. And remember how WCW had that long entranceway?
Uh-huh.
He put him like just past the steel steps down the aisleway. He got up on the top rope and then walked up on top of the steel post and leaped off the steel post. on, and that was the last time that
You saw him in
Sabu was in WCW.
Prime time hits the ring. Do you remember? This was a little later in the years. Remember the everybody knows the spot that I'm talking about. Main Event Mafia in the ring, Ric Flair on the mic, and Jay Lethal comes out. Woo! Woo! Yo, Ric Flair running around the ring, fucking just thrusting his fucking cock to the crowd, and he's like,
Sweating.
I can
Sweating.
sweating, and he's like, I kiss all the girls and make them cry, even that fat one right there. I made my dad watch it because my dad grew up on Ric Flair, and my dad died laughing the entire time. He's like,
And when he takes that he looks at one of the girls in the corner and he just pelvic thrust just one time, just woo, woo.
Dude, he fucking was amazing. And then Jay Lethal, dude, Jay Lethal is a gift.
Such a great talent. Such a great talent. Man.
AEW's dropping the ball by not saying, I'll give you $1 million, Jay Lethal. Will you come to our show, please? They are dropping the ball on that. There was a while back that I know there was rumors that Jay Lethal was going to sign, and I don't know what happened, but that never came to fruition. And I feel like AEW missed a train on getting Jay Lethal on national television, selling his merchandise, and making so much money off that guy.
He's such a good dude on the mic too, man.
Personally, I heard he's a great guy too. I heard he's such a nice person, like face to face. If like you're behind and you say hello, he'll say hello back to you.
You know who's not a nice guy face to face? I can tell you right now.
Shane Douglas.
No, even worse than that. Even worse than that. Come on. You think about who I'm thinking about. Try to picture who I'm thinking about.
Have we had a run-in with this guy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You and both of us have face-to-face run-in.
Baron Corbin?
No. Fuck that guy. That's why he has no hair.
Who have we had a run-in?
Hold on. Let me take this drink. I'm not going to pay you back for it.
Oh, fuck Kenny King, bro. Fuck Kenny King. I'm so mad with that guy, bro. The guy's such a dick. No, Kenny King's awesome. He took a shot with us. That was awesome. He was up.
Let me tell everybody.
Tell everybody. Because Kenny King was in TNA too. That's
it was right after. Awesome. It was right after his TNA run. So I bring Joe to his first ROH event down here on my birthday. I get us ringside seats, sitting up on top of the stage, whatever. And coincidentally, there's a bar right next to us. And I'm like, oh, Joe, let's go over to get a bar. Let's get a drink. And all of a sudden, we see Kenny King peeking around the curtain in a Tampa Bay Bucks fucking sweater. And I'm like, oh, yo, what's up, Kenny? He's like, hey, man, what's up, guys? Blah, blah, blah. And we're drinking beers. And Joe turns to him and goes, hey, you want a shot? He goes, nah, man, I'm wrestling. He goes, come on, man. You ain't going to be an opening match. He goes, want to take a shot? Fuck it. I'll take a shot. So we get 3 shots of Jack. Pound them. He goes, all right, I'll get you back on when I come back out after the night. All right, cool, bet. Gone. Ghost.
Never saw him again. By the way, I think I fell in love with Ring of Honor that night. Oh, just great show. What a great show. Remember the dude stole the book and ran away?
Yeah, Truth Martini's book. Yeah. Dude, that was the night that the main event was Young Bucks versus Donovan Dijak and Jay Lethal. Yes. And that's when Donovan Dijak got up on the stage and did a moonsault off of it. And he would tuck too soon, and he caught this the back of his head on the stage, and it busted open.
Dude. You remember? Oh man, we had some great times. That was the War Memorial.
Yep.
Seen some great things there. We saw the War Games match at MLW there.
Mm-hmm. We saw a fucking nasty match with Pentagon and La Parka.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude.
Right in front of us. We were standing there, and they were like, they threw a table like literally right in front of us.
Was it La Parka or LA Parka?
LA Parka, I think it was.
That was the one.
LA Parka is the original La Parka.
He's not the one that died though recently.
No.
Okay. No.
The La Parka is the remake. He's the one that
Mhm.
died, but L.A. Park is the real one because
That
he
was the
didn't
one in
trademark.
WCW.
Yes, he didn't trademark the name after WCW,
Uh
so he had a falling out with AAA or something like that. So they just like put in a La Parka, like a guy in the gimmick, and exactly, yeah. So he's like,
huh.
okay, I'll be L.A. Park.
Yo, that match with Pentagon was fucking nuts, dude.
Dude,
Right,
they
literally
ripped
in front
they
of him,
ripped the mask off Pentagon. And they started stabbing him in the head and blood. Like, dude, it was
dude.
like
Wild
gnarly.
match, wild match. It's so funny. I totally forgot that was Penta.
Yeah, dude.
I
Yeah,
totally forgot that was Penta. That match.
that's the second time we saw. Remember, we saw Pentagon live.
Where else at
Um,
did we see him? Was that Evolve that we saw him at?
no, we saw him at Pancakes and Pile Drivers. It was Pentagon and Ray Phoenix versus Brian Cage and Sammy Callahan.
Oh shit, it was. That's right. I don't think Brian Cage was that big at the time.
No,
So, dude, I don't know what the fuck that guy eats, but man, he's fucking huge.
he eats like 12 eggs at the breakfast in the morning.
Dude, that's another belt that I want to get, the TNA Wildcat belt. So, anyway, next in the TNA recap. Great moment. Let's go a little more modern, like newer age, and
Okay.
that was Gallows and Anderson coming back to TNA.
Got you. Yep.
That was to open it up how they did. There were Anderson's, like, you guys heard all the rumblings. The internet knew before we even knew, and you guys guessed right. And they zoomed back and they're in the fucking impact zone.
Yep.
That was great. That was fucking cool. Because
Uh,
just everything that ran through your mind, because as soon as it happened, you texted me right away and you're like, oh my God, we get these guys versus the North now.
Yep.
You know, like you text me right away. So that was pretty cool, especially because we all thought a Machine was going back to
Japan.
Japan. We all thought, because he posted a thing that he was on his way back to Japan. He's going over that way, and I guess it didn't happen. I guess he wanted to stay in the States.
Um, Speaking of Japan, Jeff Cobb just signed with New Japan.
What happened? What happened with Jeff Cobb and AEW?
He was still under contract with ROH.
Yeah, but I feel like they try to put him in that storyline and be an assassin and a mercenary kind of deal, and it wasn't a good fit
Well, I mean,
for him,
technically,
because it was like putting Brock Lesnar inside DX. It wouldn't have worked.
technically, they did it right because they knew they didn't sign him to a contract, so they called him the mercenary. Because I mean, mercenaries are all they do is they take
Money, kill someone, leave.
exactly. So he did his 2 spots, gone. You know, you pay me, I'm gone. Because he was still under contract with ROH and MLW.
I
So-
think we're gonna start getting that working deal with TNA after we saw Don Callis. I think it was at AEW.
Well,
All
from
out.
what I read last week is TNA and New Japan are going to have a more of a working relationship.
So that means we could probably see Jeff Cobb back inside AEW again. Because if AEW and TNA get a working relationship, and then TNA and New Japan get a working relationship, they're just gonna be the three amigos.
I don't think you're going to have TNA and AEW having a working relationship.
The only reason I say that is because we just saw fucking Don Cal. Was it Don Callis? Was it Don Callis that we saw
Yeah,
at AEW All Out?
Yeah, that's the only reason why though is because he's really good friends with
Tony.
No, with Kenny Omega.
Oh, with Omega. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. He loves Omega. But yeah, I know Tony even talked about. Tony's like, look, we had him come out. He talked and he was great, and we would love to have him back, and you know the whole thing. So
Yeah, that's you know, but I mean, I agree. I love. I mean, I marked out when they first signed with WWE. Talking about the Gallows and Anderson.
Belladonnas.
No,
The Belladonnas.
Gallows and Anderson.
Mhm.
I marked out when they signed with WWE. I'm like, oh my gosh, if WWE can use these guys right, because it was right around the time right after they signed AJ Styles, they had Finn. I'm like, oh, if they do this right, like you can do a reincarnation of the Bullet Club, and everything. And they tried it. It just
Never came to work. It never worked.
yeah,
It
it never.
never
I
worked.
mean, right off the bat, they gave Gallows and Anderson the belts.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Then we go to WrestleMania and they fucking lose it to the Hardy Boys.
Well, don't forget you had the one spot where Finn was at NXT when he had the sign that said, "Where's Gallows and Anderson?"
Right.
Like he had the sign. It's like, okay, so they're planning it. Obviously, before that match started, they saw the sign. They said, "Finn, grab that sign, hold it up in the ring."
Mm-hmm.
Because Finn's not going to do that on his own, especially in McMahon's company. That's
Right.
hey, that sign's out there. Grab it, get in the ring, hit him with it because we already know we're going to sign the guys.
Right.
So
And then you put them up, you put the belts on them, and then you have them lose to the Hardy Boys.
well, obviously the Hardy Boys aren't coming back to WrestleMania to lose.
No.
Speaking of which, we were at that event. Chris was not in his seat at the moment, so I had the entire road to myself, and I ran up and down that
40-yard
fucking road.
dash. I ran the 40-yard dash in like 3 seconds up to my
Dude,
seat.
I was running when that music hit. Literally, I had 3 seats. I'm running back and forth between 3 seats. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. I'm popping out. I'm like high fiving people like a goddamn loser. I'm like, dude, this is the greatest moment ever. The fucking Hardy Boys.
Have
bro.
you ever I mean, that WrestleMania in Orlando was like legit sold out. Like
It was a great WrestleMania. That was a very underrated WrestleMania. I think it was amazing. I think everything played well. I think
except for the Undertaker.
I was just gonna say you had a roller coaster of emotion. It's funny enough because they had a roller coaster on stage, but you had a roller coaster of emotion because you loved the beginning, you hated Brock, you were disappointed in Undertaker, but you were happy with Shane, you were happy with AJ, with Kevin, with Chris, with the Hardys, you were happy with all these things, but you just did this the whole entire show and you ended like that. Just like it was horrible. It sucked the way it ended, but
dude, that was the longest car ride home too, by the way.
Oh my god!
Because we were planning on
puking in the back.
we were gonna stay another night and leave at like 4:00 in the morning. And I was like, nah, fuck it. We just drive straight through. Let's go get our bags. We pack. Then I'm like, I don't even think I got to like past Yeehaw Junction. I'm like, dude, I gotta pull over. I gotta take a nap.
I'm fucking tired.
And the worst thing is, it's like he was in the back seat, like sprawled out.
Sick.
You were dozing off, and I'm like, fucking, like, dude, no one's up talking to me. I'm like, dude, I gotta pull it. And then like you wake up because we stop, and you're like, dude, what's going on? I'm like, dude, I gotta take it. I'm like,
we're like an hour and a half from home, man. Let's go.
I'm like, I'm spent. I'm done. Like, because remember, we got up at like, well, we partied. You partied a little too hard on Friday night.
Dave and Buster's. I met that girl.
Yeah.
Just a random chick.
Yeah, and like the crazy thing is, listen to this, okay? Everybody, listen to this. So we leave here in Fort Lauderdale, go to Orlando, get to our hotel. We have to go pick up a crippled kid in a wheelchair to go to Evolve. We go to Evolve. Joe goes up and goes to the bar, and like I buy everyone beers at first. Cool, whatever. All of a sudden, I turn around and I still, I'm a drinker. If you haven't seen, dude, I only get like a quarter of the way down my beer. I turn around, and Joe's drinking like fucking
vodka Sprite. Ciroc and Sprite.
I'm like, dude,
I was already gone with my beer. I think that was my second one. I was in.
I'm like, what are you doing? Then all of a sudden, I turn around, he's drinking vodka and orange juice, and he's getting like fucking. He's 4 drinks in, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Then all of a sudden, we tricked him on the way back to drop the crippled kid off. He's like, dude, I gotta pee. I'm like, dude, we just stopped at a bathroom to pee. Why didn't you go pee? No, we didn't. And then I had everyone in the car agreeing with me.
I thought we had stopped. I was so upset. So why did nobody wake me up, man? I had to pee.
So we dropped the crippled kid off, and we were literally driving back to our hotel, and we were going down International Drive, and we were actually like thinking about maybe buying tickets for something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson. And then we saw tickets. Yeah. Then we saw Dave and Buster's, and I was like, oh, let's just scoot in here. We scoot in there. Mind you, Joe is fucking obliterated drunk.
Good
You know?
times.
So our buddy Aaron and I go up to the counter. We go to get game cards. All of a sudden, Joe's gone. He's up at the bar. So we go up to him like, hey, get yourself some food. We're going to go play some games. We'll be back. Cool. I kid you not. 12 minutes later, we come back. And he's signing a receipt. And I look at his tab. I'm like, bro, there's no way you drank or ate all of this. And he goes, how much is it? And I go, oh, it's like $96. He goes, bro, I met this girl. And she asked if I could buy her and her friends drinks. I'm like, where's this girl and her friends? I don't know. Go on.
Bought him drinks. Hey, it was a good weekend. Enjoy, bitch.
Then we leave. We leave David Buster's.
Are you going to the couch? No,
Yeah.
shut up. Just stop right there. Just stop
Joe
right
goes to the couch. Joe goes to the couch.
there.
I go to the bathroom. My buddy Aaron goes to the bathroom. Well, we not at the same time, but whatever. And within 5 minutes, Joe is laying on the couch,
Out.
passed out. So we go, Joe. Oh no, dude, that wasn't it. That was not it. No. We got back to the hotel.
You guys thought I threw up in the bathroom. It was the
No,
fucking guts from the cigar because I'm trying to roll.
No. You didn't go to sleep right away. We got back to the hotel, and Aaron and I were like, "Hey, you tapped out. You're like, no, I'm done. You know, blah blah blah. You were like, I'm gonna go to the gas station, and I'm gonna get some Corona because I want to drink some Corona, and I gotta get some cigars. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So
You
Aaron,
guys wonder why I don't drink no more. You guys are like, oh, why does the Joe drink? This reason.
and then you were like, I was like, oh, we'll drive you and we'll bring you back. And you were like, nah, bro, I'll walk. Okay. So Aaron and I left. We went to a pool hall. We played darts. Then we went to a little video game bar. We come back, and this is when Joe is passed out on the couch, and his back is to the door. And all you see is just straight ass crack.
Ass crack. Do you still have the picture saved?
I do not. But I think Aaron does. And I'm gonna have it like as a title screen on our show.
Oh man.
Then we had to wake up. Like we didn't get back till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. We had to wake up at 7 to get up, have breakfast, and then go to Pancakes and Prowl Drivers.
You don't remember where we ate breakfast at, right?
Yes, I do.
Sizzler, baby.
Yeah, the Sizzler. Come on,
the
huh?
Sizzler, of course. So many wrestling fans were in there. It was crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Walking around seeing Jericho shirts, Omega shirts, Owen shirts.
Oh, it was so the mad. Worst breakfast ever, but it was the best $8.99 you spent
ever. Dude, I was so mad at Aaron that day, bro. The day of WrestleMania. Because Aaron, we all wanted the new shirts, and I wanted that KO Mania shirt, and they were sold out. But Aaron goes to this one place that had them and found them and did not get me one. I was so fucking upset. Oh man, what a show! What a show! We go from Impact. We go from Impact to a little AEW to WrestleMania weekend. What WrestleMania was that? Was that 37? No, 37's coming up. No, that was what? 33.
That
was 33 in Orlando.
No. 34.
4? I don't remember.
Because if this is 33, it happened in 2017.
I don't remember.
Dude, that weekend was so crazy, man.
That was a good weekend.
Dude, that ROH show. ROH.
You want to know what my wife was doing that weekend? My wife at the time now was not my wife then. She was on a date with a fucking fat ginger.
It was not me. I was with him.
Nope. You told me about it though. You're like, yo, she's at the hockey game with Clark last night. And I'm like, what? I was like, excuse me.
Oh.
Excuse me.
That's when Drunk Joe came out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was pissed. I was pissed. So anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the podcast. Do you have anything else you want to talk about TNA since we ran off with that WrestleMania story?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have a show that we just bullshit on.
Of course, of course.
Okay, let's not end the show right now. Let's not end the show right now.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. If you're up, I'm up. I'm
then
unemployed right now, bro. I'm on vacation. I got another week before I start my new job.
Best wrestling event you've ever been to?
Best wrestling event I've ever been to. Trying to think. It's between two. One is that Nitro that I went to with my dad. I remember it. It was an amazing night. I remember NWO was hot as it can be in 97, and it was just so cool. We had Hulk Hogan coming in, and it was just a great time. The next one, unfortunately, wasn't with you again, but my first WrestleMania was The Rock versus Cena in the main event in Miami. And I must tell you that WrestleMania with The Rock and Cena, if there was a roof on that place, it would have blew off when The Rock came out. I'm not even joking. The Rock came out, and to be in that crowd when everybody was fucking, because he was hometown hero coming back. You knew he was going to win that night. He wasn't losing in Miami. Greatest night of my life, possibly. Now, my greatest event with you, I would say the WrestleMania was my greatest event I ever been to. The greatest event I ever went with you, probably that Ring of Honor show. That was awesome.
Which one? The first one?
That we went to with Kenny King and everything. And I was getting yelled at by people in the crowd because I'm a little teased drunk a little bit at that time. And it was, I was yelling out, Matt Sydal was wrestling, and I kept yelling out Evan Bourne.
Evan
People were
Bourne.
like, that's not his name anymore. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
That's when we met. That's when I met Apollo Crews in the bathroom.
Oh, that's when we met Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what a great night! What a great night!
Dude, I remember that like very vividly because if no one knows how the War Memorial Auditorium is set up, the men's room has toilets on one side and sinks in the middle, and then
like
sinks
the exit on
side.
the other. Yeah,
sinks on one side, sinks on the other.
it looks like a mirror. Yeah, it looks like a mirror.
So I'm fucking washing my hands and I look up and I thought it was a mirror. Then all of a sudden I see this black guy standing in front of me. I'm like, whoa. What the hell? Like, no offense. I was like, what the fuck? It caught me off guard.
The shit a little bit. It's like I thought it was a mirror.
After about 5 meters, like you're like, oh shit. And he noticed it too. And literally, there's a line in the men's room. And like I go, holy shit, that's Apollo Crews. And I walk out, and this is like when Apollo Crews was big in NXT.
Yeah, I just came out.
I point at him and I walked out of the bathroom.
Dude,
and I come in and tell Joe, I'm sitting next to Joe. I'm like, Joe, you're not gonna believe this. I pulled this big prank. This guy looks like identical to Apollo Crews. Lo and behold, the motherfucker comes and sits right next to me.
Right next to us. And let me tell you something. That's one of the greatest friendships we've ever had. Apollo is an amazing person. We won't talk to Apollo. I actually just tried to FaceTime Apollo to be like, look, we're doing a Paradox live. And he didn't answer. But let me tell you something. Apollo is one of the greatest guys of all time. He came to my baby shower. Like, it was just so cool to meet him. His real name's Rob. But to meet Apollo. And then we randomly run into him at shows. Like, we'll be at random shows and he'll just be there. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get him to come to a CCW event one time, bro.
Dude, it's like, where were we at? Monday Night Raw when I got us tickets for the floor.
AEW.
Oh, AEW.
Yes.
Way.
Dude, we were right next to Dippin'. I'm like, I'm going to get Dippin' Dots. They're closed, and Apollo Crews there. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, I go get beer. You want Dippin' Dots, and all of a sudden we turn around the corner, and there's Apollo Crews just standing there. Like, what the fuck? Like, how does this happen?
And the greatest part is every time we're like Apollo, people turn around like, what?
And he puts his hand on his head like this. He just shakes his head like this. Dude,
I don't know
He's
if
the
you
coolest.
can see it, but he's legit saved in my phone as Apollo Crews. I don't know if you can see it. But
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I
I had
love
to cover his
the black
number.
hands. The black
Yeah.
hands. Dude,
Dude, he's such a great guy.
yeah.
Oh man. What's your greatest event? I know your greatest event. Probably the ECW show, December to Dismember at the War Memorial, wasn't it?
Well,
Was that your greatest show you ever been to?
I can let you know right now. December to Dismember was not an ECW show.
Oh no, what was it? Who,
That was a
yeah.
WWECW show. That was
No,
not
no.
an
What was the
ECW show.
ECW show you went to?
That was Hardcore Heaven
Hardcore Heaven
'97.
7. Yep, 97.
Yes,
Was that
that
one of your
was a very
favorites?
good. That was a very good one because that was Rick Rude was there. Um, I can tell you right now, in 1993, I think it was at the Miami Arena, WWE ran a house show, and I'm gonna tell you just the two.
WWF.
Okay, WWF ran a house show. I'm gonna tell you the two main events. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is when like the stip matches were like big.
Yeah.
You had the co-main event was Undertaker and the Ultimate Warrior in a body bag match.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's number one. Number two, main event was Owen Hart, Bret Hart in a blue cage match.
Oh. Bret Hart and Owen Hart, a blue cage match. You were live for that thing?
I was live at a house show. Yep.
Dude, I remember that. Remember we talked about greatest matches of all time. That was one of the matches I talked about. Was that happened on a pay-per-view at SummerSlam?
It was that loop. It was setting up for that pay per view.
Was it really? That was the
Yeah.
SummerSlam event, wasn't
Yes. Yes.
it? Yeah, SummerSlam 93.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
93 or 94.
Yeah, right in that area. Dude,
Yeah.
great. That was amazing.
Yeah, but that Hardcore Heaven '97 was very good. I do. Okay. Not gonna be a homer, but I do like the CCW shows that we go to.
They're fun.
We can't talk about it, but the tapings that we were just at for their YouTube show, I really liked their matches because you wanted to get the interviews. I wanted to watch the matches because I really like their storytelling, especially on their internet shows. Their internet shows tell a lot of stories in their short matches.
If I could be honest for a minute, if I could be serious for a second,
Okay, Lance.
I'm gonna be 1,000,000% honest right now. The wrestling in the ring isn't what gets me. I can give two fucks about the wrestling in the ring.
It's just in general, and
It's what goes on behind the scenes, how shows are put together, how many minutes you have per match,
kayfabe, bro. Kayfabe, bro.
what matches. I understand. I'm sorry. How many misses in match? Who's going over? What spot on the card are you? How do you put it together?
Yeah,
is what attracts me to wrestling.
You and I talked about it. We watched. Okay, peek behind the curtain. We were backstage at one of the shows, and we watched the match. Be called out in front of us, and set up in front of us. It was set up between the two performers and the referee and the manager, and they probably set it up and they went over it probably no less than 30 times.
Oh, hold on. Yo, you're live inside the Paradox, bro. It's Apollo. Chris said, "What's up?" You can't hear Chris right now, but he's saying, "What's up, boy?" We were talking about our greatest events we've ever been to, and we were talking about the one we met you in the bathroom and thought it was a mirror image, and how Chris called you Apollo, and everybody turned around like, "Who? What? Apollo Crews is here?"
Motherfuckers are about to run and shit, get an autograph and shit, a picture and shit.
I know everybody cannot see him, but let me tell you something. That boy looks like Apollo Crews right there. Oh man, yo, what's up, Apollo? Nah, yo, you good. That's what I was telling people, yo. I'm in the show and I'm telling everybody. I said, look, I don't see Apollo a lot, but when we run into each other, we never miss a beat. It's like family.
Yo, it's like we gotta jump on that shit again.
Ah, definitely. Chris, can you hear him?
Yeah,
You
I can hear
him?
him. I can hear him. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Yo,
Good.
we have to like it's a movie. It's a movie every time like yo we're together like
Every time. Never.
It's like The Hangover. It's like The Hangover.
It's like the Hangover. Chris says. So, all right, dog. Well, let us get back to the show. You go get your shower. Keep putting them pecs together. You ain't got a neck like Stone Cold just yet, but you getting there, big dog. You getting there. Everybody, say goodbye to Apollo. We'll catch up with you, bro. Later. Love you too, brother. Peace. Oh man. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you
Yeah,
saying?
what were we talking about? I just got fucking sidetracked.
Were we talking about how they used to put NASCARs down at the Winn-Dixie parking lot by our house?
No, we already talked about that.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Friday nights were awesome.
Dude, man, what were we just talking about, bro? Like, we were talking about SummerSlam. Oh, okay. The backstage. Okay, we watched the two performers, the referee, and the manager go over a match probably 30 times.
Yes.
We talked about they started planning the match out about an hour and 10 minutes before they actually hit the mat. Now, they started planning this out, and the match only went 4 minutes. And I told Joe, I said, Joe, what gets me is how much work it took for them to go over it and over it and over it and the little intricate things for just a 4-minute match.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's what gets me, bro. That's why I can relate to Paul Heyman so well, because Paul Heyman said the same thing. He's like, I didn't care about what happened in the ring. He goes, how you put it together in the behind the scenes and how you go over things and rehearse it. That's what got Paul Heyman. That's what got me. You know, that's what attracts me to wrestling. I don't give a fuck. Like, great 5-star match. I hope you guys had a great match. But like, how did you put it together? Like, what happened back behind the curtain? That's what I want to know.
Well, I mean, if it's put together well, you're gonna have a 5-star match. Like, I mean, in all essence, I mean, we were behind the scenes and we saw the match. It hit everything that they talked about. There was no missed spots. They did everything that they were talking. I mean, we can classify that as a 5-star match because we knew that everything that was supposed to happen happened. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Now, can you imagine like the Kenny Omega matches in like Japan against Tanahashi, Okada? Like, can you imagine like that going over like 50-minute matches? Yeah. 45, 50-minute matches. How much time that has to plan, bro? Like, that's what gets me about wrestling is like, you like the storyline and and everything. I like the storylines. I'm a big storyline guy, but I also like if it tells a story in the match, like in the ring, But that's why I like the CCW shows, that we go to. But my all-time favorite show that we've been to together would have to be the ROH pay-per-view that we went to in Lakeland.
Oh shit, that's right. Yes, the was it the Super Brawl or whatever it was
called?
No,
Super Card of Honor.
Super Card of Honor. That's it. Yes.
You had on top.
You had the Hardys. You had
and Bucks. Hardys and Bucks versus in a ladder match and like a TLC match kind of.
Yep. And then you had Lethal and Cody.
In a bull rope match.
In a bull rope match. You had my first experience with Dalton Castle.
Against Christopher Daniels for the belt. You had that was the first U.S. appearance of Will Ospreay.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That was when Heyman gave him the Visa link, and Heyman called him out in the middle of like a podcast Heyman was doing, and he was like, Will, I want to give you this. This is from my guys at Evolve, and they want to help you get over here and get you into the States and blah, blah, blah. And boom, showed up at Ring of Honor. I was like, oh, shit, that's so cool. So that was fun.
Also, that Evolve show that we went to, I mean, you may not remember it. You may not remember it.
I remember Homeboy getting thrown up against the pole.
Darby Allin.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Darby. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
he got thrown up against the fucking pole, just wrapped around it. Fucking
I mean, if you remember, we got there a little late because we had to pick up the crippled kid and then get his wheelchair out of the trunk and then put him in the wheelchair and get him in. But
you're such a dick.
uh, when we rolled him into the doors, the doors were open. We didn't roll him into the doors, but the match that was going on inside was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Freddie Yehi. That was a great match.
Yeah. Did you ever go back and watch that whole show, that Evolve match, that whole Evolve show? Did you?
Yeah.
So
it's such a good. I mean, like such a good show. Like I don't know, we have good experiences when we go to wrestling events.
hell yeah. And we're gonna be going to some more here soon. November 28th, we have Breaking Chains for CCW. It's up in Fort Pierce this time, and not Nashville. Thank God we don't have to travel too far. Only about an hour and a half.
I don't think this time we're gonna bring anything. I think we're gonna enjoy it as fans.
No. I've already spoken to some of the producers, and they want us in there doing the same thing that we did last time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if you want to enjoy more of the show, you are more than welcome, and I will handle everything in the back. And I'm actually going to put it together properly and put down a list and be like, hey, like, what time can I get you for a 5-minute interview? Perfect. All right. What time can I get you for, and
Well,
we are going
I
to,
think we should do it after the show, like our interviews after the show instead of during the show.
well, after the show, the problem is they're all trying to get the fuck out of there.
I mean, they're close, so they don't have to get out of there. Like a lot of their guys are in Orlando, Port St. Lucie, and everything like that, so they don't have to drive as far.
Yeah. There is a specific wrestler who travels from fucking North Carolina or from Tennessee, bro. Vinicius.
Mm.
That man travels from Tennessee down to here. That's fucking ridiculous. So, anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Wrestling Paradox podcast. I have to get going. My wife is home from work and she needs this voluptuous area to change, and we can't do that on the show. So
nice. I got
shut
$.
Up. Shut up. Wrestling Paradox podcast. Make sure you guys follow us, like, subscribe, everything right here inside YouTube. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at Podcast Paradox. Make sure you guys give a shout out to M&J Ecological for hosting the show and being our first sponsor. Who's gonna be our second sponsor? Is it Cody Rhodes? Can we call it now? So I actually I'm working on a second sponsor in the books right now. Actually, I have somebody that might be interested. So if you guys need anything, let us know. We still got shirts for sale, still got face masks for sale, and Chris is selling pictures of himself like Shawn Michaels with one of my belts. So make sure you guys order those 8x10 signed, $25.
Snail trails on the back strap.
All right.
And for $75, we'll let you sniff the snail trail.
I'm in.
It's on my OnlyFans.
Dude, Selena Vega has an OnlyFans. She sells 5 pictures of herself for $1,000.
Yeah, did you see the pictures?
No.
One of them is body paint suit. Nothing on, just body paint.
That's fine. I want to see like bare nipples, bro. So, all right, that is it. Hey, Chris, you want to say it?
Something stupid.